Good morning, folks. Gonna have a fairly easy day today. Gonna lay out the lines for the stringers on both end sills and on the center beam. The only tools I'm going to need for right now are a tape measure, a square, and a pencil. And here's how we're going to do it. If I can get this tape measure to stand up, go. And we just go 16 inches on center, and you see every little red square is 16 inches. Pretty darn simple. And then I make a line. Now we're going on this side of the out one. So when I make this line, I'm going to make an X on this side. Because that stringer's there, that's 16 inches from the outside. Oh, I went wrong. This way. 16 inches from here to here, and we put the board on this side. Alrighty. Now I've got myself all messed up. I'm going to go ahead and lay these out. And I'm going to not bore you too much with all this. Like I said, every little red square is 16 inches on this tape measure because this is American construction. And, oh, that's nice. That's what I didn't want to happen. Okay. Well, as you can see, that's a problem we run into. I'll be back. Alrighty, that went well. I keep telling myself I need to buy a 1-inch wide tape measure so it won't keep collapsing on me. Anyway, that one's done. Now we're going to do this one. Same thing, 16 inches. This time I'm just going to make a mark on top, and then I'll transfer the marks down. But for now, I'm just going to make the marks. And we'll just go like that, and then I'll go back with the square after I wrap the tape. And I did it again. X goes on this side. Alrighty, I'm going to pause the tape. I'll be back. Alright, and here we go with the marking. Just like that. Wonderful. Alrighty, I'm going to finish this out and we'll be back in a bit. Well, the layout is all done, and as I mentioned, I'm using joist hangers. Let's get down here so you can see me. They're basically just some galvanized, I think they're galvanized, metal. What you do is you find your line, and then you nail it in place. Find the bottom, because I'm using the same size lumber as these right here. And the way I nail these in place is with this little guy. It's called a palm nailer. So we put a nail in there. It's got a magnet. And just like that, nailed into place. There we are. And the bracket's got some teeth on it, and that's going to hang just about right. Do the same thing on the other side, and once I hang the stringer in, you close that up, nail it on both sides, and then nail it in here. Bada bing, bada boom. Handy little tool. I think it costs like 20 or 25 bucks at Harbor Freight, in case anybody's wondering. Not professional quality, but then I'm not a professional. This is going to be just a home build and a few other projects around the homestead. If it lasts that long, we're good. If it doesn't, it's only 25 bucks. I'll go buy another one. Well, that's it for now. I'm going to get these going. Well, let's do a couple. Let's do a couple. I think I'll just do one side and come down the other. We'll just do that. Alrighty, I'm going to get on this, and we'll be back later. Maybe I'll hang a couple stringers, or joist, or whatever you choose to call them. Later. Alright, we got the last couple to put in here. That's my rhythm. About halfway down on the other side of the beam there. Let's just remember, I'm building a house, not a rocket. So I'm not going to stress out over a 16th or even an 1/8 of an inch for the most part. An 1/8 I'll try to correct. 16th is not that big a deal. This is called rough framing for a reason. Alrighty, last one. Well, if you're going to lose a nail, in here's the place to do it. And I lost one. Well, come on. Magnet not working all of a sudden? There we are. There. And there it is. The brackets are on. Oh, if I can stand up here. Alrighty. Gonna take a little break. Gonna get some water. And I think we'll cut a couple stringers, but I'm not gonna do a lot of them today because I still want to put on the underside. I think it's called Flex Tech. It's that bubble wrap foil-faced insulation stuff, and I want to put probably some 1/4 or a 1/2 inch hardware cloth underneath of that, stapled to the bottom of all the stringers, to prevent critter incursion. Well, anyway, I'll be back in a few minutes. For you, it'll be a split second, and we'll take it from there. Later. And we're back. Lucky for me, I remembered I had one of these things in the truck. It's a 3-way air hose splitter, which means 3 people can work at the same time, or I could have 3 different tools. Over there I've got the regular pneumatic nailer, and over behind those planks is the palm nailer, so I don't have to keep changing the hose, one hose from one tool to the other constantly. I have 2 tools all set up. So we were going to hang a couple stringers. Pardon the mess while I finagle this tripod around. Let's try to give you the best possible view without making you seasick. That looks like that ought to do alright. See if I can sit this thing down. Oh yeah. There we go. So, as you can see, the planks are going to lay right in that hanger, and then I have the line on the other side of the board right there. So let's go ahead and put these 2 in. And I might do 2 down on the other side, but I'm not going to do any more over here, because again, I want to get that Flex Tech and the hardware cloth underneath before I get too far along, because I got kind of low overhead up here on this end. And I don't want to spend as a little time on my back crawling in the grass as possible. Alrighty. And the hanger. Yep. That'll work. A little bit short, so the next ones I'll cut a little bit longer. That's alright. This is the experimental part. There's that. Well, that's going to be interesting. Yeah, we're a little short here. And a little tall. Alrighty, well, I'm going to fix this little problem, and we'll be back in a bit. I got it figured out. So put this end in. I cut these boards about a 1/2 inch short. Maybe a 1/4 inch. That's okay. Like I said, I'm not going to stress over that. So I'm going to put this end in first and nail it. There we are. There we go. There's that. I gotta change these pockets out here too. Alrighty. Hammer. Don't worry, I get better as I go along. This is going to hold the joist in place. That's going to work. That's going to work just fine. And like I said, I'm going to change the cut for a little bit longer for the next, and we'll do better next time. And we'll go down and finish that end, see if that's in frame. Should be. It's okay if this one's off a little bit. That'll work. Well, there we are. So I think I'll cut for these two down here, and it's pretty much going to call it a day, because I got to go pick up the supplies for underneath. And now that you can see, underneath all this is going to be Flex Tech, which is bubble wrap with like a Mylar face on both, and then some 1/4 inch hardware cloth. And that should keep us critter free up in the house. And of course, all the way around is going to be skirted off with chicken wire coming out and then stapled down to prevent digging in. And you know, just like people do with their chicken coops and stuff like that. Anyway, yeah, those aren't the straightest boards, but you know, they don't have to be straight. They've been sitting there all winter long, so they've had a little bit of bowing and some cupping, and the only thing I didn't check before I nailed it in was the crown. You want them to be curved this way, you know, on that plane, as opposed to dipping, because if it's crowned, as you walk on it, it's going to settle level. So okay, I'm going to cut a couple more of these, see what else I can do around here, and we might just call it a day. I think I'm going to take that board off down there. I got the crowbar, and we'll take care of that. But I want to do a couple more stringers, and we'll just see what we got. She's coming along. She's coming along. Today's going to be a light day. The lake is going to feel good. Later on, fans. Alrighty, I have no idea what just didn't get recorded, but I'm going to put the last couple nails in here. And there's that. So yeah, I just noticed the camera was off when I got over here. So we're tight on both ends now. I got the correct measurement. Now, it doesn't look as tight as it was, but it's good. This works. This is actually at a little bit of an angle. It's not perfect, but if I can get back over there again, I'll do the demonstration with the tape measure and show you my mistake on the first two. But you know what? The first two is always experimental. Anyway, yeah, I was putting the tape measure like this, but there's this gap all the way into the beam, and it, guess what, was the gap I had for being short on these first two stringers here. So, mystery solved. Those two are in, and let's see if I can get in here. We got the makings. Oh yeah, good. Can you tell I'm not a professional videographer? Yeah, again, it doesn't matter if it's bowed a little bit. I'll compensate and figure it out as I'm putting the flooring down. But like I said before, all this stuff was sitting over here under a tarp all winter. Some moisture did get in. But that's it. I think we're going to call it a day. I've got to get gas for the generator before I run out. But the rest of the boards are a little bit straighter than this one here. There is one other that's bowed pretty bad. I'm not going to use it unless I absolutely got to. It can be used for other stuff. But tomorrow I should be plugging away at the rest of the floor framing and putting the Flex Tech and hardware cloth underneath, especially on this end, on the uphill side, because you know, I have to literally crawl on my back down there on the other downslope, not so bad. So there it is. Or to quote my oft-used phrase, there you have it. So I'm going to pack it in, shut this stuff down, and go get cooled down at the lake. Again, I really like the job this tarp did for me. It makes a real good shade. And with that, we will see you later. Until the next time, bye-bye.